Welcome to the OVAReact podcast.
In a society that tries to put women in a box.
Let's overreact. It's your girl Momo Hoya.
It's your girl Angela Wamboi.
And it's your girl Lash Angela.
Yes, we are back with yet a new voice, a new beautiful powerhouse. She's going to be sharing herself with us. If you're new here, if you're an OG, you're going to learn something from this powerhouse. She's in the business of bringing women together, building communities, and basically just bringing the platform where women's voices are heard and empowerment is amplified. She's here and she's going to tell us who she is. But before I do, she does that. Lush.
I just want to remind you guys that today is Ladies' Night, and we're really excited to be back. And as you said, Mo, it's with a different voice and a different force. So in case you missed last week, Wednesday, you missed our first time on the Fuse OVAReact Hour, where we had conversations where women's stories were taking center stage, and we also got to listen to global music by female artists. And so OVAReact, yes, is back, bigger, bolder, better, and we are so excited to bring more energy, bring more voices. And as Mo said, we have a special guest who's not just a guest, is actually our friend. So this is going to be very much girlfriends coming back together and getting together. This is Christine Muthoni, who is the founder of Alpha Car Giant, and also co-founder of Automavit and founder of Elite Women. But mic check first. How are you feeling today? How's your day been?
On a scale of 1 to 10, a solid 8. I am so grateful to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you, and we're so happy to sit here with you and have a conversation. But before we do that, who is Christine Muthoni beyond the titles?
Wow, that always gets me all the time. So Christine is a woman. And I don't know, is a woman a title?
It is.
Oh my goodness. So Christine is someone who's very passionate about curating spaces for women, and very passionate about empowering women, and also just, very authentic babe who's always striving to do more and much better.
Oh, I love it. By the way, did you guys have a discussion about what to wear?
They're
and Angela, why are you always peeping in my window, seeing that I'm wearing orange and burnt orange? You are like, yes, I'm going to do the same.
We're bringing the old money aesthetic.
Exactly.
Yes.
So Christine, one thing that is really interesting about Christine is not only is she the founder of Elite Women KE, bringing women together, but she's also in a very male-dominated industry. As you heard, she's a managing director at Alpha Car Giants and the co-founder of Automotive. In a male-dominated industry, how did you find yourself there? Like,
that question is let me say deep, because every time I get it, I wonder, why am I in this space? But then again, I remember this is a space where I feel most excited and happy to be in, because the automotive industry is, as you said, very, very male-dominated. However, I love cars, and what best way to be in this car industry other than just make sure that I implement my ikigai of my love for cars and making money through cars. So yeah, that's why.
And for International Women's Day, the theme was accelerating action.
Yes.
You know, and as a woman that is in the automotive industry, how are you accelerating action in that space, especially when it comes to gender? You know, has your gender impacted your experience in that industry, whether it be positive or negative?
It has. And I always begin with the negative, because most men will walk into the dealership and wonder, why are you here? What are you supposed to do? Are you running the show? So I'm like, yes, I run the show. And I am in this space not only by accident, but I'm in this space because I've worked so hard to be in it. And I know a bit about all cars, if not all, but at least 90% of the cars on the road. I know more about them than a typical man would. So yeah, I own it.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Mo should tell you a fun fact about herself in terms of cars and what she'd love to do in her next life. Maybe she might achieve it in this life.
Wow. Maybe this is the reason why we met.
Oh, yes.
Maybe we can tell them how we met, how you make connections. For anyone who doesn't know, maybe you can spill how you put yourself out there, how I create a space and vice versa to bloom what we have bloomed, and how that has also morphed into what we do as elite women and Sister Speaks beyond the personal.
Yes.
You adjusting my crown.
So weirdly, maybe just to touch a bit on how we met, I'm in the space of creating and curating spaces, rather creating events where women come in and feel empowered, and I cannot fill their cups without filling mine. So I went for a Heels Connect event, and that's how I met Mo in the bathroom, by the way. And it was more of like this energy of like, sis, I was trying to fix her crown and she let me do it. So as I actively network and put myself out there in these spaces, I try as much as possible to also create the space and make it very intentional so that I help women grow and connect and network as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for genuine friendships and people who will adjust your crown, look no further, even in the bathroom.
Yes. now men know what happens in their bathroom. It's a sneak peek.
Yeah, that's true.
So we were talking about elite women, and just to say, the comment I wanted to make is that Mo would love to be a rally driver at one point in her life, and that's why you have further connections beyond just how you look today. So,
yeah, watch out. Watch out.
So she might achieve it in this life. You never
Not
know.
might.
Oh.
Coming.
So
Be on the
Speaking
lookout.
it into
Yes.
existence.
I
yes,
love it.
yes.
Alpha Card Giant will be the sponsor. There you
Oh
go.
yes, Alpha in the building.
So as you mentioned, you talked about elite women. So you have an event coming up in April called Graceful Transitions.
Yes.
Before we go into it, one of the key topics will be about menopause. But before you tell us about the event, I want to ask you all, who taught you about menopause? Have you ever had a discussion about menopause, or did you go on Google and checked? And did you know men get their version?
I did not know that about men getting their version.
It's called andropause.
Really?
Or andropause or something
Learn
like
something new every day. Menopause. I feel like it was just always a word in the background growing up, but I didn't really know what it was. You know, you hear your aunties like, "Ooh, child, it's too hot in here," and you're like, "Huh?" But otherwise, surprisingly, I feel like I did learn about menopause in depth from one of our guest speakers, one of our former guest speakers, Amina Farah, which is a friend to Lush. But I feel like that's when I intentionally began to understand what it is, the different varieties that exist, and that it doesn't only affect old women. Sometimes there is something called perimenopause that does affect younger women.
Yeah.
So I learned about it as an adult.
When we did the show, did you go and ask your mum? Did any of you?
Not really.
Have you ever had a conversation with your mum about it?
No, but my sister has Naomi. Naomi's always like, "Mom, is that why you're having an attitude? Are you on menopause?" And anyone that knows my sister knows that Naomi's really spicy. So, yes, shout out to Naomi.
I think for me, I'm very invested in women's health just because of my lived experience as a woman and dealing with some certain disorders that made me kind of go deeper into research what would happen to me at a certain age. So we do menstrual hygiene and health for girls and women in low-income communities. Most of the time we do sensitization around menstrual health, but sometimes we'd share with them like it's not normal to have like 2 periods in a year. So in that journey, I think I made it my mission to understand, as much as we are talking to the girls, what that does journey look like all the way to, menopause. But my first rab and attitude was my mom's. I think it was perimenopause, but kind of late-ish, because she started like bleeding for months and months, and she never told anyone. So she became anemic, and before you know it, we took her to hospital. And the next thing they're saying, she has to go through hysterectomy. But unfortunately, there were doctors that understood her condition. They're like, you don't have to go through that. and they gave her like an injection for like 3 cycles, and it stopped. So I didn't know there was like an induced menopause. I didn't know.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Something
kind of
like
like relieved her symptoms, because, Mom, I love you, but we were dealing with a different. Whoa,
Yeah.
you deal with like angry, very fragile, like always almost snappy, like
Yeah.
almost like anything can fly on your head. Yeah.
Interesting. I
yeah.
didn't know about that, like getting induced.
Yeah,
haven't
it's
heard
either an injection that stops the flow, the cycle,
Yeah.
or you have to surgically just remove the
Yeah.
uterus.
Yeah, because she was bleeding, and it would have
exactly.
been dangerous for her.
Yes, and I think that's an intervention that we are seeing more women go for, because in Kenya you cannot afford hormonal therapy, which is more accessible in the West.
Exactly.
So I think it's an important conversation. Even us in our 30s, we need to understand what's happening in our bodies. How do we prepare ourselves? Just today I was reading an article on the importance of building your muscles when you're young. Eating enough protein, it will help you as a woman when you grow older. Because another statistic was more women are, when they are older, because of less density of mass density, they are susceptible to injuries. So you find like a shosho says, "Oh, I dislocated my hip."
Yes.
That's something that has been pestering on for a long time. So I think what you're trying to do is very important, and such information, it needs to come out and be told.
That's
in
why
the
they
mainstream
encourage women, especially because women are less gym fanatics, to do a lot more weightlifting.
Exactly.
And it's encouraged you actually start that from 40 if you're not doing it before, to start it more frequently,
Building
so
your
that by the
muscles.
time that you're, that season of your life, Spicy M is what we're gonna call her. Spicy M.
Sassy.
So when you're in that season, then you have a lot more understanding. Where did you learn your?
It's so weird because my first encounter was mid last year, that's 2024. I went for a wellness event and I met this amazing lady who told me,
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've heard about menopause.
Yeah.
In the background.
Actually, I only knew about menopause. I did not know there's post, there's pre, and now peri.
Very, yes.
So with that interaction with this amazing lady, she told me, I experienced it and I had to do something about it because I didn't know what was happening, and I thought it was the M. It was menopause. I wanted to say the big M. So that was the first interaction. And then now my mom, last year, things got really bad for her health-wise. Her BP was way over the roof. So trying to understand what is happening and what is going on. And imagine trying to tell your mom, you need to see a gynecologist, you need to do this. And her she's thinking, oh my God, this is not normal. Why is my daughter asking me to? And I kept telling her, you need to start seeing a gynecologist more often than not now.
Yeah.
So that was like the first-hand experience. And when an empathetic person, you feel everything.
Yeah.
So I kept feeling like, oh my God. Every time I would feel hot, I'd be like,
And then mom probably doesn't know what's happening to her because
no one teaches you.
Especially from an African context. So there's also unique things that we experience that maybe in the West, they're not experiencing.
Yeah. It's
Plus,
true.
we're all feelers. Like firstborn daughters, we always carry the pain of our moms.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's a
I
firstborn.
Yeah.
So even just seeing her go through it and thinking, oh my God, I need to find a doctor. I need to.
Yeah.
At some point, I almost brought her to. Can I mention her name, Dr. Sule?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I thought of even seeking Dr. Sule's assistance, but then again, we managed to find a solution. She's now on supplements.
Okay.
She's
And accepting that Spicy M is here
I
to
told
stay
her
for a
that this is
little
what is
while.
happening. Even at some point, my husband was like, you need to tell your mom that this is what is happening. I was just like, how do you even know?
Oh, I love that. I love that your husband knows that, because then even when it's your season, he'll know what to expect. So the first time I had the conversation about Spicy M is properly, like understanding it. As Mo said, of course, that that's something that's gonna come. And we were talking to girls at the time, but I wanted to know, because in school they do ask you, so I've started my periods, when will it stop? And I love that question, and I find it so hilarious, because you're so excited wanting to get your periods, and then you tell them you've got about 40 years plus to go, and they're like, what? So I wanted to understand what does that feel like, because we understood her symptoms, and so she told us about the having a dry vagina. That's why you have to buy the cream, so that you can for lubrication purposes and intimacy purposes as well. And then the heat. God, the heat. I don't know if I want that side. And there's actually a video that went viral of a lady in America, in the States, right? It's winter, and she's bored and she's steaming.
There's a lady the other day who was like, "Oh yeah, I'm experiencing my private summer, my own private summer."
Yes. Someone called it over the weekend their own personal climate action,
their own global warming.
Yes.
When you talked about the dry vagina experience, do you remember the story that was going around about Holly Berry? This is the woman in the West that has the best doctors. She can afford. She's in Hollywood.
Yes.
But the doctor went and said that she had like a STD, when in reality she was actually experiencing symptoms of menopause.
Yeah.
But I think it's called vaginal atrophy.
That's when you lose your, apparently the clitoris disappears.
Yes, it does.
Yes, sis.
Yeah.
Yes, sis.
Yes.
Yep.
During menopause?
Yes. There's so much that happens. So I remember, like, me and my sister were so dramatized.
How do we have a break as women?
Never.
That's exactly
as women, we
and
go through multiple stages of like puberty, I guess you could call it. Different stages of puberty, and this is just another one of those stages of evolving.
That's exactly it. I said to mum.
Amplified.
So basically, I only had my first 10 years to enjoy life. So
literally,
I'm going to struggle with
should
periods.
have slept when we had time.
I'm going to struggle with periods, and then I'm going to struggle with some of the symptoms that you're going through. And then what's so interesting is, I won't mention, but I have a relative who had a different version of symptoms. So also understanding that whatever I experience might not be the same.
Yeah.
And then the thing that gets me, I think, about Spicy M is that it can go on for years, for a decade. Right? And it can come earlier. So the other lesson I learned, because I have a relative who's experienced it as perimenopause. So also just being like, this could happen even before I have had children. So again, important to keep getting checked, and all that. So as Mo mentioned, it's really great that you're having an event that focuses on graceful transitioning. Please tell us like the inspiration, and also what can people expect on the day? Who are the speakers? I'll be the moderator. Just thought I put it out there.
And the inspiration, why graceful transitions? Because transitions like menopause, people will be like, oh, there's nothing graceful about it. So why did you
use that name?
So what inspired graceful transitions is the fact that women are transitioning from one stage to another, especially personal stuff like hormonal imbalancing, hormonal changes, aging as well. And these are transitions that are part of our life. So just going through these stages without tools that can help us just understand what is happening with our bodies and what to do when certain things happen is what made us feel like we need to be in a space where we are not only empowering women who are specifically, and for a reason, especially because of our target audience for elite women, we feel like sometimes we relate to the age of 23 to about 35, but what happens to women who are over 35 to about 50 and 60? And these are the women we look up to for mentorship. And when you meet your mentor, you wonder, okay, what's happening with my mentor today?
What's with the mood?
What's with the mood? But it's because they don't have a space where they can come in and talk about their transitions and how can they experience this and experience it gracefully. And the reason for graceful transitions is because we want people to, especially women, to more so embrace confidence during these stages and and demystify that it's not growing old, it's you getting to another stage and doing it with so much grace other than just confusion and claiming old age. I'm not growing old, by the way. Just thought to put it out there so that women understand it's not growing old, it's you getting to another season. And how do you get into that season with a community? Community
Evolution actually is a good
Yes.
word.
Yes.
How'd the name Graceful come? Why do you consider to
So
what she
yeah,
was saying.
at first it was seasons, and then we realized there are so many seasons, and within the seasons there are transitions. So how do we go through these transitions? And the theme for this month, especially not for this month but for this year for Elite, is femininity, grace, and strength. So how can I do all that gracefully as I get into this season of my life? Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Tell us a little bit more about the day, like what
Ooh,
what
to
else is there?
expect.
Because so what you guys, if you've not attended an Elite Women, may this be your first. They usually have outside of just the panel, they have
Activities.
they're spicy.
I'm not going to let the cat off the bag when it comes to that part of things. However, it's going to be a surprise. But what to expect? If you are attending, you're going to come into a space, a very well curated event that is curated for you to come and learn. Come here from very well handpicked speakers who have gone through life and have experienced different things, especially when it comes to menopause. These speakers have made sure their voice is heard out there. They are doing something about it, and they're not letting, I call her Spicy M, rather Sassy M,
I love it.
and not letting Sassy M get you into a corner that you don't want to speak out. So I could name the speakers.
Yes,
we
please.
do have Amina.
Amina's gonna be on the
Love
Yes,
it.
Yeah.
She's
Fabulous
amazing.
Living.
Yes.
So
yeah.
she's the founder of Fabulous Living. We are going to have Dr. Kenya, who's been very vocal about menopause and perimenopause. We have Verushka, who also started her own platform Over the Circle.
Yes. I know her for the hair.
For the
right.
hair.
Yes.
So she started the same, something close to the same, and hers is more of a community that covers the big M and the sassy M and how to go through it. And someone who's in the wellness side, I'm not going to name her yet.
Okay.
But I believe she's going to come on board, and she's going to work with us and help us understand wellness and fitness and what it means to be fit during these transitions. And that's pretty much what to expect. We always have a very interesting activity during the day. So for this particular one, we might have something a bit different so that we are able to really fully understand what menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, and premenopause is. Yeah.
The diversity of your speakers.
I love it.
It's
This sounds
amazing.
wholesome.
I
Yes,
know.
it
And I
is.
love the aspect of bringing like sort of like a cross-generational learning, because these are women who are already experiencing the menopause. The power of lived experience is a game changer. Yeah. So I can't wait. Hope to see you there. Yes.
How can
See
people
you.
get the tickets? How much are the tickets? What have you got any special offers by any chance?
So yeah, we might. But anyways, how you can get your ticket is by checking out our Hustle Sasa shop. So it's Elite Women at Hustle Sasa shop. Ooh, so many S's. And the tickets are going for 5,500. The ticket not only covers a 3-course, 4-course meal, but it covers so much more in terms of even getting to listen to these amazing women who are going to be part of this panel. And we do have a ticket that is for besties going for 10,000.
Nice.
And a corporate table for companies that want to invest in
I
their
saw
women.
that. I like that. I like that so much. I like the
Yes.
corporate idea and treating their employees of the month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Awesome.
it's a way for companies and corporates to invest in their women, help them transition gracefully through these stages.
I love it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you so much, Christine. It's just been such a fulfilling conversation, a graceful conversation.
Oh, yes.
And like she said, approaching Sassy M and getting to know Sassy M should not be scary. So to all of our overreactors out there listening, slide in our DM and let us know, what does a graceful transition look like for you? And make sure that you follow us on all our platforms at Sister Speaks 254. And make sure that you tune into Capital FM on Wednesday at 10 p.m. to listen to us live. And also catch us on our YouTube pages via Capital FM and also on Sister Speaks global platforms.
But before we wrap it up, you have to first lead by sharing what's your version of a graceful transition.
I think I would have to say my version of a graceful transition is embracing the journey and also just being able to reflect and give myself grace. You know, like Christine said, it's all about giving yourself grace and changing that negative connotation that's attached to it and seeing the good and evolving.
I think mine is that fresh breath of air when you are on top of a mountain that you never thought you'd ever summit. When you look back and you see, oh my God, I conquered that mountain. That's just breath of air, like fresh air. The power that you feel conquering that, and there has been a lot of mountains. So I think that's what my graceful transition has been or are.
How about you?
Mine is moving through life with self-awareness and confidence. Pretty much it. I just want to be very aware and very intentional as I transition.
I watched this video, I think I shared with you, Mo, about this lady. I can't remember her name, for the love of God, but she is 103 and has a spectacular sound mind, has written books. So for me, number one, which I've shared already in their platform, is sound mind for me is so important, because I've had a grandfather who I have never had any conversation really, because he's had dementia for almost 20 years. So for me, sound mind is important. That's where that kind of stems from. Moving physically, I've seen what that can mean for even somebody who's young and is sick and for whatever reason can't move. So it's about this transition is about me getting my body tight and looking right.
Yes.
And just being healthy, to be honest. Healthy, sound mind, that's my vibe. And maintaining girlfriends, because I think they help. Yeah, so community for me. We are so excited. I'm really excited to moderate this conversation, and I expect us to be there. Maybe before we end it, how can people get to connect with you personally and also Elite Women?
My personal handle is Chris Muthoni, and for Elite Women it's Elite Women KE. That's across all platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Do we have X? No. But we have TikTok.
Yes. Oh, you do? Finally. Didn't have it last year.
We've had TikTok for a while, though.
Is it still Elite Women KE?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so there you have it. You can find them on Instagram, you can find them on LinkedIn, you can find them on TikTok, and you can find Madam Car Boss.
Yes.
As Christine Muthoni on LinkedIn as well, right?
Yes.
Awesome. It's been so nice having you.
Oh my goodness, this was so flawless.
Oh.
I feel like I'm at ease.
Yes.
Oh, and that's all about OVAReact.
Oh, I probably reacted.
Yes. Yeah. This year we are just overreacting calmly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a graceful conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And we will continue to overreact. So ladies,
let's overreact.